Hello everyone and welcome to a DVD collection update. This is part 5. Make sure you guys watch them in chronological order for parts 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then part 5. I guess in the end it really doesn't matter as long as you see all of them, right? Anyway, so we've talked about my DVDs that I picked up, the video games I picked up, the VHS tapes that I picked up, and now, last but definitely not least, are the books, graphic novels, and comics that I picked up for the month of October in 2012. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get part 5 started. This will be the last part for my October update, and you probably won't see another DVD collection update till the month of November or December. So, anyways, let's see what we have here. These first 12 comics I'm going to show you are all from Clive Barker, and they were all released I believe most of them were released in the year of 1993, and they were all superheroes for the mind of Clive Barker. Anyways, let's get to it. This first one is the first issue released in October of 1993 by the name of Superheroes for the Mind of Clive Barker, Saint Sinner. I just recently read this. This is a really cool concept, and I can see why this was never adapted. If they were planning to make this into a movie, I can see why they never did, because pretty much I did a little research, and Clive Barker was saying with the graphic novel Saint Sinner, it only ran for 7 issues. You know, it ran for 7 months at 1 issue every month, less than a year. You know, like I said, 7 issues. And I can really see why, he said he wanted to push comics boundaries as far as possibly as they could go with Saint Sinner. And I could see why they could only put this on a comic form, because there's some crazy, awesome stuff going on in Saint Sinner. This is a great comic. I'm going to kind of just trying to tell you a little rundown. It's pretty much about this man by the name of, I forget the guy's name. Anyways, that's not the point. The point, it's about this guy who he pretty much hears voices on his head, and these voices are telling him to kill people, and that's pretty much just of Saint Sinner, though it turns way more complex than that. So anyways, that's that. This next one is another superhero from the mind of Clive Barker, and it is also Saint Sinner. This is issue 3 of Saint Sinner, released in December of 93. Really cool. Open up a little bit and show you some screenshots. These are classic 90s comics, not graphic novels, classic, just 90s comics. Anyways, you can see issue 3. This next one is another superheroes from the mind of Clive Barker, and that is another issue 4 of Saint Sinner, released in January of 94. And several of these comics seem to have a different art style because of the different artists working on them. But like I said, they are all adapted from the mind of Clive Barker. Those are all the Saint Sinner ones. These next are all, once again, superheroes from the mind of Clive Barker, all released in 93 again, and these are comics called Hyperkind. This is the first issue, released in September of 93, Hyperkind. You can see that nice holographic cover. Pretty cool stuff. This is, once again, another Hyperkind. This is issue 2 of Hyperkind, released in October of 93. Those are my Hyperkind ones. I think I have a few more of Hyperkind. Next is, those are my only Hyperkinds, never mind. Next is my, Hokum and Hex, once again another superheroes from the mind of Clive Barker. This is issue 1, released in September of 1993. A few screenshots. Like I said, the only one I have read was the first Saint Sinner issue that I showed you. That's the only one I've read out of these 12. Another Hokum and Hex, issue 2, released in October of 93. Issue 3 of Hokum and Hex, November. issue 4 of Pokemon Hex, released in December of '93, called The Incredible Z-Man. And then the last issue of Pokemon Hex I have is issue 5. It's actually kind of a montage thing where he combined 2 of his comics. It's with Pokemon Hex, and Hyperkind. So it's called. It was released January, issue 5 of 1994. Pokemon Hex against the Hyperkind. So he mashed 2 of his superheroes together and fought them against each other, kind of like they did with Hulk and Iron Man and stuff like that. This next one is actually one made. It's actually a team up between the Wachowski brothers who did The Matrix and Clive Barker, and I have the first 2 issues of that, and that is called Ecto Kid. Nice, once again, another holographic cover. That's issue 1 in September of '93, and then I have issue 2 released in October of '93. Once again, Ecto Kid, and this is the character's origin story in this one. I'm going to go through each one of these close up so you guys can kind of get a, you probably couldn't see them from way back there. I'll just go through a quick little close up. These are the Pokemon Hex. Like I said, these are all 12 comics from the superheroes to the mind of Clive Barker. I picked these up for actually a lot on eBay. Another Pokemon Hex. And now the Hyperkind close-ups. And then the Saint Center. And those are all the comics that I picked up. These next are once again Clive Barker, but they are actually graphic novels. And I have some Hellraiser graphic novels, and then I also have some Nightbreed graphic novels, and then I have a few random graphic novels that are from the mind of Clive Barker. No specific order, by the way. This is Clive Barker's Nightbreed. Looks like it's issue 6. And this was released the same year the movie came out, back in 1990. I'm going to open up a few of these just to kind of give you a rundown of what some of the art looks like. So give me a second to open this. I do have slip cases for those comics, by the way. As you can see, this is in a little case. I have cases for those comics. None of them are in them because I'm currently reading them. So let me take this out so I can show you guys some of the art. Like I said, these are graphic novels, and here's a pretty crazy looking. There you go. Here's a close up, and that's Nightbreed, issue 6. I'm not gonna take all those out, just a few, because it's kind of a hassle. Anyways, Nightbreed, issue 6. Next up is a very thick one. I'm going to go ahead and take it out because it's so thick, and I'm curious to look at it. And that's Clive Barker, The Tapping Vein, Book 1. Actually, I'm not going to take it out because it looks like it's going to be a hassle again. So anyways, Clive Barker, The Tapping Vein, graphic novel. This next one is another Tapping Vein. This is Clive Barker, A Tapping Vein, Book 2. So we have Book 1 and Book 2, both of The Tapping Vein. Very bizarre, creative covers on the front. I really like those. Here is Clive Barker's issue 8 of Nightbreed. This is a Hellraiser graphic novel. This is another Nightbreed. This is issue 7 of Nightbreed. This is issue 9 of Nightbreed. We have another Hellraiser one. And I'm not for sure. This is book 2. The one I showed you was book 3 of Hellraiser, and then this is book 2 of Hellraiser. Then we have a standalone one. This is by the same man who did 30 Days of Night graphic novels. He's done The Remains. He's done a lot of stuff. And that is by the name of Steve Niles, and it's called Son of a Celluloid. Once again, another Clive Barker. A spoof of, Marilyn Monroe there, with her eye all gold out, bloodied up on the cover. Interesting. Next, we have issue 5 of Nightbreed. Next up is issue 4 of Nightbreed. Excuse the glare. Next up is issue 3 of Nightbreed. Like I said, these are all graphic novels, all released in the 90s. Next up is issue 2 of Nightbreed. And then last but not least for the graphic novels, or not last, but this is the last Nightbreed one, and that is a Nightbreed, the first issue of Nightbreed. If you've seen the movie, you know that's a character from the movie, actually. So those are all the Nightbreed ones I got. I still have a few left. This is actually book 1 of Hellraiser. Next up is looks like it's a combination of both Hellraiser and Nightbreed called Jihad from the Worlds of Clive Barker. A combination of both worlds, it looks like. And this was book 1 of 2. And those are all the comics and graphic novels I've gotten in the month of October for the year of 2012. And these last 3 items, or last 4 items I'm going to show you are all books that I've bought. And these first one I am currently reading is by the name of Stephen King, called Gerald's Game, and it's pretty much about this couple who has a kind of a kinky sex game they play out in the woods. And I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to give it away, but let's just say that that the girl is kind of there, left alone out in the middle of the woods, handcuffed to a bed, and that's pretty much the gist of Gerald's Game. I'm currently reading it on page 59, so that's where I'm at in Gerald's Game. Next up is another Stephen King book. We all know this one, and that is It. I don't have the desk cover for this one, so that's It. And I've seen the movie, so I'm kind of wanted to do a compare and contrast thing where I want to watch the movie and then read the book and then see which one's better. I'm sure the book is vastly better, but I'm kind of curious to see the similarities and differences between the two. And then another one, a very acclaimed novel that he's done recently in the past 4 or 5 years, and that is Stephen King's Under the Dome. From what I understand, it's about a huge city exists. There's a dome put around the city, and that's about all I know. Once again, it's a very thick book, and I do have the desk cover on this one. That's Stephen King's Under the Dome. And then I have a book that I kind of grew up with. I read it as a kid. It's called Brian Jacques' Red Wall. This is the 10-year anniversary edition. It's illustrated by a man named Troy Howell. And I'll show you a few of the little drawings. There's one. I'll show you one more. And I haven't read any of these. I've read this when I was younger, but I'm currently reading Gerald's Game. I'm also currently reading Dreamcatcher, also by Stephen King, so I can compare it to the movie. Anyways, that is the end of Part 5 for my October 2012 for my DVD collection update. You have just seen, my books, VHS tapes, my graphic novels, my comics, video games, DVDs. You've just seen everything I bought in the month of October for 2012. So once again, thanks for watching and listening, and I hope to see all my subscribers and all my viewers again for the month of November of 2012 when I tell you about all the DVDs I picked out for the month of November. So anyways, thanks for watching another Centipede Geek video. Like, comment, subscribe to my page below, and I'll see you guys later with another video by Centipede Geek.